So today I want to dispel 3 myths about babies. The first is that babies don't experience trauma, or if they do, they don't remember it. The second is that babies are resilient. And the third is that babies can't be treated. So going for number 1, that babies don't experience or remember trauma. In fact, babies experience more trauma than older children or adults. Because of their reliance on adults and caregivers for survival, they can experience trauma from things that to an adult might seem benign, like not being fed for a period of time or being separated from their primary caregiver. So they experience more trauma and they do remember it. They just don't remember it in an autobiographical way as we would if we were older. So they won't be able to tell you, well, when I was 6 months old, X, Y, and Z happened. But that trauma becomes embedded in their body. So they will have a nervous system that is on high alert. Their brain will be wired differently. They will have sensory triggers that are related to that event. So there's definitely a remembering. It's just not a remembering in words. Then babies being resilient, well, this is true and not true. Babies are resilient, but they're resilient together with other people. So if they have the right support, if they have the right attachment, if they have the right love and nurturing, yes, they can recover. But what we mean when we say that babies are resilient usually is that we haven't connected their later behavior with an earlier trauma. So what we see is children who are now 5, 6, 7, 8, and they are having emotional problems, they're having social problems, they're having problems learning at school, and we don't link this to the trauma when they were a baby. And we think that they've recovered, that they're absolutely fine, when in fact the trauma is actually affecting them on many, many levels in their daily life. And thirdly, that babies can't be treated. Well, luckily for us, there have been new developments in therapy over the last 20 years, and we now have something called EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It is a form of trauma therapy that does not require talking, so it works really well for babies, but also for non-verbal populations and for adults who don't want to talk about their trauma but would still like to process that. So EMDR is very safe, it's very effective, it's actually very quick with babies, so babies can be treated, and it is always better to treat earlier, because as the baby develops, that trauma could be sending them on a different trajectory to the one that they would go down if they'd had treatment for it. So that's my 5 cents for today. I hope it helps.